Okie dokie, okie dokie. We're live. I need a 5x5. Yes, sir. We've got some stuff to get through tonight. Hey, wow. People are jumping in the chat like crazy. Good to see everybody here. I hope you are all well. 99% of us versus the 1%. Intriguing. On it again. Time Lord. Dude. I think you do travel through time. That's pretty cool. So, okay, 5x5 is done. That is awesome. People are just joining the chat. Awesome. Okay, it's bang on 8 o'clock right now. We've got 153 people in there. Nice. Let's grow that, shall we? I hope the notifications have gone out and everyone's all hunky-dory. Just before I'll crack on, for you guys who weren't in the live stream this morning, before midday, I explained yesterday everything just went kaput. No internet. We had glitches with the computer. It was technical issues. So we had big problems yesterday. So it was a right shit, to be fair. Basically lost a day's pay because I couldn't do anything. It's like, ah. So when you rely on internet and technology to earn a living from home, some of you guys do the same. You know, you can feel the pain. So with that being said, just checking the analytics before we went live. In the last 7 days, we have now 1,039 new subscribers to this channel. Awesome. Brilliant. So it's good, mainly down to you kind people who share my videos to get this out there. And also, if you can really do this right now, I'm not joking, come out and chat real quick and hit the thumbs up. You do that, this video goes everywhere and loads of people can join into the chat. So come out and chat, thumbs up, come back in. It takes 1 second. Who can do it the quickest? I'm seeing the thumbs up go bing, 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 bing. That's brilliant. So we need to get this video out there because the new subscribers, we don't know if they've got their notifications turned on. So it will help the prompts, apparently, if the thumbs up happens. But not only that, you know, when you can click the little hearts and the little thumbs and faces and stuff, I think they're called interactions. They help as well. So if you want to go mad, press on those little 100% and hearts. It all adds up, you know. It all adds up getting these videos out there because there's a lot of people that we need to reach. Okay, we've still got lots of idiots watching television. We're trying to get them off their tellies and onto YouTube because it's loads better. I'm sure you'd agree. And also doing some digging. Excuse me, I just had a pizza and it's repeating like Castration Street. Oh my God. Ugh. During the last 12 months, we have had 5.6 million video views. 5.6 million video views. That's insane. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much for supporting this channel so we can get this out there. You guys watching on the replay, you might want to skip the first 10 or 15 minutes, okay? Because we've got our updates to get through first. If you just want to crack on to the 1% and the 99%, skip forward 10 or 15 minutes, all right? Okay, so this is mainly for the new over 1,000 people who have just subscribed. Brilliant. If you can check the info box below the video, click or tap more, and it will reveal loads of information. Not everyone does that. I don't know why. There's so much information under these videos, and there's links to make it easy as possible. You won't believe it. So there's a newsletter. If you want to, you can subscribe to that. It's all free, no charge. All you need is your name and an email, and that's it. It doesn't even have to be your real name. Call yourself Mickey Mouse Plonker if you want. It's fine. It doesn't matter. And you will get one of the 6,028 newsletters which went out the other day. Okay. Also, there is a members area. There is a level 1 and a level 2. They both got their own unique set of special things. So if you want to join the members areas, there's loads in there already. Feel free and have a look at what all that's about. There is an email address. If you want to email me about anything, that is in the info box underneath. And also, if you want to, you don't have to. If you want to support the channel financially, you can. And there's all different variables. All of the usual stuff is activated in the chat. And you're going to be seeing super chats and super stickers come up and, you know, the normal stuff. and I really appreciate that, but you wouldn't believe. So we're going to go on to the share screen just quickly while people 535 in the chat right now. Right, let's have a quick look at this. This is live right now. This is how many people are on the planet. Look at this. 307,000 people were born today and 140,000 nearly died. Can you believe this? Obviously, this isn't accurate, is it? But it's probably the nearest thing we've got as a guess. It's crazy just seeing it move like that. So I'll tell you what was quite interesting. India, that is the largest population country on planet Earth right now. But look at this. There's the population growing like this. It's a yearly population growth rate. Look at this. Wow. That's quite freaky when you look at that. And if you wanted to check, you've got all of the life expectancy in India, 72 years. Wow. Bloody hell. It's quite bonkers. Look at that in Mumbai. Look at the population. 12.6 million people live in a city. That takes the piss out of London, doesn't it? So, yeah. Freaking hell. I thought it was quite interesting seeing what's going on. And in America as well. Look at the population growth rate in America. Wow. Not many people are being born in America. That's quite scary. Wowee, wowee. So you can expect to live just under 80 years old expectancy. And the biggest city, as you probably guessed, is New York. Just over 8 million people live in there. Wowee, that's bonkers. Can you believe 2 million live in Queens? That's nuts. Anyway, we're going to come out of that. I just thought that was something different, quite interesting. What else have we got? I might as well close that screen now because we're going to get chogged. We're going to get chogged, aren't we? Okay. And for the benefit of you who weren't on the live stream this morning, the current terrorism threat here in the UK by MI5 Security Service currently remains at substantial. It hasn't changed. We can refresh it just to make sure. No, it's remained the same. This can change at any time, okay? And if and when this threat level changes, we do need to keep our beady eyes and ears open. It's usually when naughty things happen. Just gives us all a bit of a heads up, okay? Someone asked me what silver was doing in the chat earlier. Silver, well, there it is. We can have a look right now. Graph, please. Thank you. Wow, it did spike. It's just come down. So, yeah, what have we got now? Let's see. $27 per troy ounce. That was the close, I think. It's pretty much open the same, so there's no difference really. Okay, so that was just silver for the guy who asked earlier. Gold's quite interesting, as you can imagine. When I talked about it on the live stream this morning, how much gold China has been buying lately is absolutely 181 metric tons, I think it was. Friggin' bonkers. There we go. Gold. Look at that. Wow. $2,391 for 1 ounce. That's just come down now. 2,332. So not much of a drop. It's still very, very high. Incredibly high. In fact, look at the difference. This is up for 1 year. Look, $1,800 for 1 ounce to now, well, the high, which is just earlier, 2,400. That's quite a jump. So yeah, you guys who are invested in gold, what a ride that must be. Right, not much more to see there. There's nothing really jumping out in the markets, to be fair. So we're going to come out of that and not get too embroiled within that. Really? Okay, Tim. Did you see that? You see that pork pie just go past there? Right. Okay. Right. Check the banner. What we want to do is you guys are going to get a shout out now whilst we're warming up. Okay. Where are you guys watching this live stream from? Like I said, you guys watching on the replay, just give it like 5 minutes and we can start. Right. Okay. Dan's over in Catterick. Who's serving currently, mate? Fair play. We got Drew. How you doing, Drew? Been a while. He's over in Leominster as always. Somerset girl. Somerset born, bred. Freaking. Well, you're in the UK. Well, fair play. That's good. Let me just check on there. Oh, Ash is in Northampton and it's in Errant too, which is always good. We got Jane over in Australia, Victoria. We've got Morgan 71 in Carmarthenshire. We got Pete is over in Australia too, Australia, as they say. We got Chrissy in Armand Ford. Never heard that one. Into Deep Godalming. That's down south. We got Beer Box. Good to see you, dude. He's over in BRECON. What's that say? Wolfsieg is in Norfolk. Right, we got Roger is in the New Forest. Roger Moore, I say. The wonderful Rachel, well, she's just told me she's left the planet. She's on Zarg right now. I hope it's not too cold up there. We got Mary over in Paris, my hometown, as it were. Awesome. And Ed is over in New Yorkester. No, I'm guessing that's New York. Sorry. Simon is in Everton. Up there with the Toffees. We got Karen. She's over in Northern Ireland. We got Pat is over in New Jersey, I'm guessing. Scott, good to see you, mate. He's over in Reading. Babs, she's up Northampton. George, all right, George, good to see you, mate. He's over in London. Wow. Very, very densely populated place. So we got Steve, he's over in Ireland, in Southern Ireland. Dave's up in Dundee. Awesome. All right, my son. He's in Portsmouth. That's where I was born. Yeah. And bred. Pompey in the house, Blue Army over there, mate. Right, we got Liz. She's over in Liverpool. Good to see you, Liz. As always, moderator. We got Lee in Germany, into Deutschland. This is very good. And Robert is down in Devon. Owen from sunny Dorset. Yeah, but it is sunny down there. We got Filter the Noise up in Edinburgh, as they say in America. Right, we've got Coloured by Voiji in Norway. Awesome. And we got Justine in Utah, United States. To kiss my ass. That's right, Jack. All right. We got Bareback Ben. I say. It's in Barry. Oh, God. You guys kill me. Robert Trull is up in North Carolina. That's awesome. Paul is over in Stockport. Bell's over in Denmark. How cool is that? I hate to see it leave. Carlsberg Export. We got Craig is in Manchester. Sorry about my accents. I can't help myself, you know. Matt is over in Peterborough. Wow. Wow, this is cool. We got Timothy is over in West Virginia. It's good to see our fellow Americans in the house. That is really, really neat. The real Top Cat over in Derby. Top Cat. Jay is over in Cambridgeshire. And Lone Wolf. Dude. Cigar. He's over in Florida. Cool. And we got Mill Warner in Norfolk. That's awesome. I love that picture. We got Dean is over in Carlisle. Truth Seeker is in Northampton. What's that say? Convergent 93 is in Norway. And Dan is down in Cornwall. Moorhen. That name rings a bell. I've heard that name I haven't heard that for a long time. Moorhen in Lincolnshire. Good to see you. John, another member. That's awesome. Is over in Leeds in Yorkshire. Yorkshire. Sorry. John is down in East Sussex, mate. All right. We got Okash Thorne is in Exmoor. Tricky Dix is up in Mars. Okay. Annie's in Sheffield. This is awesome. Awesome. And what's that? Crisco Low is in Sunderland. That's good. That's really good. Chris is up in West Yorkshire. We got AK Prepping in Bonnie, Scotland. Awesome. And we got Ready Prepper 1. I can't even say that. Os West. Yeah, that place. Sorry. Yvonne Alcock. How's it going? That's another member as well. That's awesome. In Stoke-on-Trent. Very cool. We got Vincent, or Vinny, is over in France. Or sorry, down in France. Sir Damien McIntyre is over in Farnborough. Well, jolly good to see you, sir. Marvellous. Jolly good. William is over in Canada. Pete, Western Australia. And we got Haggis Jack in Inverness. A very Scottish name, sir. Riek de Skriep. Finley is up in Telford. Keisha is in Liverpool. Pedro's over in the French Alps right now. Coffee First, Then Speak in New York. Awesome. Right, I'm going to call that a day there. Sorry if I didn't get through all of you because there's hundreds and we're going to be there all day. So, time to jog on, I think. Just one final note before we get started. The Prepper Meet. If you don't know what that is, I did do a YouTube video in it. So go into YouTube, type Funky Prepper space Prepper Meet, MEET. Then you will see the 2024 one come up with the Union Jack and the yellow writing. That is the 14th to the 17th of June. That's one. Then the 20th to the 23rd of September. That's the second one. Yes, there's 2 meets this year. Brilliant. If you don't know anything about them, check that video out. Look at the comments and you will go, wow, they're very special. We physically get like-minded people together. All the way in a beautiful, really nice mountain region in Wales, a place called BRECON Beacons. It's an area of outstanding natural beauty. And I've managed to find this place where we can have 150 to 200 people there. And then the next meet later on in the year, we can do the same all over again. And it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Done some negotiations. The prices are 33 quid for 3 nights and 4 days. So that's really, really cheap for peak season because we want to try and help people save money. And it's really good. People get together, they go camping, they exchange details from all over the country. Some of them come from Europe, believe it or not. And we do like a car boot thing there where we can bring stuff that we don't need anymore and we can swap it, exchange it, trade it, sell it, or give it away, whatever you want. Mostly to do with prepping related kit and equipment. So it's really good place to network. Loads of the moderators who are in the chat right now will be there. And it's really cool. We used to do it over near London in this farm. But I had to stop that because they were seriously taking a piss with the money. Yeah, they were seriously taking a piss. I'm never going to do it there again. They was just charging so much for everything. It wasn't fair. So that's that. So let me have some of this really, really, really cool orange squash. It's brilliant. Honestly, this stuff
will make you a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus, just like me.
Yes, sir. It sure will. Rightio. Okay. I'm coming out of the chat because we need to crack on. Now, like the title suggests, right. It appears to be 1% of the global population who believe they are in control of all of the rest of us. 99%. That's been going on for quite some time. Quite some time. But it does appear that that 1% used to be something like 10%. It's gradually getting less and less and less. So that 1% club is only going to be multi-billionaires, really. Really powerful, really influential, really frigging evil, to be fair, to be allowed to get into that club up there. Zero conscience. So, from what we are seeing, based upon the people that we meet, the comments that we read, the interactions that are going all over the world online, is people are waking up to this. People are waking up to the bullshit. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go through all of these things that are happening. And all of these things, believe it or not, all of these things are really heavily being questioned right now. It's just bonkers. The amount of like everyday normal people are starting now to go, hold on a minute, this can't be right. Everything never used to be like this before. What the hell is going on? And people are starting to ask questions. Now, there are so many different topics at play here. It's not just one or two things which are causing all of these changes. There's tons of things, and we're not even going to go over all of them, the majority of them, okay? So we're going to start off at the moment, which is quite pressing. And I've got to be really careful what I say because I'm on a YouTube warning. So if I cock up, I'm going to end up getting banned from YouTube for 1 week. I won't be able to tell anyone anything. If that happens, I will go onto my backup YouTube channel, and you can find that backup YouTube channel called Funky Talks right at the bottom of the info box. So you click more, go right down to the bottom, and you'll see it. So if anything happens to this channel, I will be broadcasting on there. Always have a plan B. It's a very good thing to do, especially in this day and age when we are going into the scary world of censorship. And it all ties in with this, the World Health Organization. Yes, those guys. There has been an awful lot of talk just lately of H5N1 again. Now, the weird thing was, I was speaking to a friend of mine who I'm not going to name only a few days ago, and I was remembering his story because he actually got it, him and his wife. So, mate, if you're watching, don't worry, I'm not going to reveal who you are or where you live. It's cool. It's just a summary of what happened. And I think it's important because it gives people a heads up of what to expect. Because if anyone starts to get these symptoms, which I'm going to read out in a minute, you're going to know that you've got it. All right. Now, it seems to be, we've already spoken about this last year. This is moving ahead now. So let me just go to the share screen real quickly. We got nearly 900 people here already. Right. Okay. Here we go. Let's just check this out. This is the 18th of April, 2024. So it's quite recent. It's not like it is last year or the year before. The risk of bird flu spreading to humans is, in quote, enormous concern, says the World Health Organization. Wow. Chief scientist voices fears about H5N1 variant that has extraordinary high mortality rate in humans. That is not very nice. As we know, they always tend to push this stuff out into the public in little drips and drabs, and then all of a sudden it's everywhere. Now, the great concern, of course, is that in infecting ducks and chickens, then increasingly mammals, that virus now evolves and develops the ability to infect humans, then critically the ability to go from human to human. Human to human. That is one thing we could seriously do without. A global zoonotic animal pandemic. Yeah, that is it is quite bonkers, to be fair. Right, let's go on. Wow, we got nearly 1,000. Really cool. Thank you, guys. Tell your friends, hit the thumbs up. It really helps. We are only just getting into this presentation now, and more are joining the chat as we go. Right, check. I think is this one. Yeah. Right. Again, this was April. this year, 2024. So again, recent. This isn't last year or the year before. Next, that word, likely to be caused by a flu virus. Okay. The spread of the avian strain. We don't want to be seeing things like this anymore, do we? No, I don't anyway. Look at this. This was last week. The World Health Organization raised fears about the alarming spread of the H5N1 strain of influenza. It is causing millions of cases of avian flu across the globe. This outbreak began in 2020 and has led to the deaths of killing tens of millions of poultry and has also wiped out millions of wild birds. So that is another recent thing which the WHO are talking about. So, like I said, this is what my friend said to me, and I was listening, and when the phone call finished, I wrote some notes, and I thought, you know what, that could be quite handy, because that could give people a bit of a heads up, because if they start to feel any of these symptoms, the chances are they could have this. And it went right up to London. I'm not going to say the name of the professor, the respiratory place in London. It got investigated at that level. So this is pretty crazy. This happened in mid-December last year, right? H5N1. First of all, there was a weird sensation of confusion. Okay. Now, I don't know about you. I've had the flu, just normal flu. You can call it that 2020 crap if you want, whatever. It was the flu to me. I didn't have any confusion at all. Almost like a fast forward to severe Alzheimer's. It was really crazy. Things were being forgotten, forgot how to get dressed, putting clothes on in the wrong order, just completely out of character. This was the first thing. Speech was affected, so you're saying the wrong things in the wrong order, unbeknownst. So confusion, funny speech all mixed up, actions, so you're doing things in the wrong order. Right, this was like less than 24 hours, okay? So it's crazy. So my mate went to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning, he was fine. 8 o'clock in the morning, he was in the shit. Okay, so it didn't take that long. Temperature, 41 degrees C. Now, if any of you guys are into survival, core body temperatures, you know that that is dangerously high, big time. Okay, now if that temperature is not treated, big problems. Usually you can lower temperatures with paracetamol. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes in rare cases it won't, but excuse me, it's absolutely a good idea to do that sort of thing. They had blood test for sepsis. It was that bad. 4 to 8 days in hospital. Yeah, 4 to 8 days in hospital. Not at home, in bed, in hospital. The recovery took 2 months plus to get to some degree of normality. Now, usually with these cases, there is a prolonged period of exhaustion, absolute fatigue, knackeredness, etc. Right? A CT scan was done. There was a shadow revealed on a lung. I mean, a really, really bad cough. I mean, a hacking cough for 3 weeks after this happened. So obviously the body's trying to reject the crap that's in there, trying to cough it to get it out. And with that, you're going to get sore ribs. You're going to get sore throat. It's a nightmare. There is things that you can do. If you're coughing and you're not bringing anything up, there is a blend of 3 herbs that you can have just steeped in water, which will help that big time. I wonder if any of you can name the 3 herbs. Be interesting. Anyway, now, when we're talking about this, we're talking about chickens, okay? Friends got chickens, neighbors, etc. There's chickens where they live, right? It's basically spread by bird shit. So birds, whatever birds they are, they fly. If they've got this illness and it's in the shit and it goes into the ground, other chickens are pecking around and they get it inside them, it will spread crazy. So birds that are out in the open are at risk. Luckily for my friends' birds, they're all covered up. Okay, so birds that are covered up, whether it's a tarp, a basher, a roof and a big open cage in the sides, they're going to be more safer than if they are free ranging outdoors with birds flying over and dropping shit which is contaminated, which is going to get them sick. And if DEFRA come round and they do some tests, they will wipe out your entire flock. You won't be able to do anything about it. It's crazy. That's how it is. So, and they did said this could possibly return up to 1 year later. All right. So those are the symptoms in order of what happens. So if you end up getting something like that, especially the confusion, that seems to be the one that really stands out. Okay, and a really high temperature, there is a chance that you could have that strain. Now that, whoa, it's a nightmare. Okay, let me just switch over to there. Now this is coming up as well. We're not far from this. We are currently the 26th of April 2024. The World Health Organization again. The member states agreed to resume negotiations aimed at finalizing the world's first pandemic agreement. If that doesn't put the fear of God into you, I don't know what will. If you've got no idea what this treaty is or what it means, I would really recommend reading up on it. Okay. Listen to this. The World Health Organization member states agreed to resume negotiations aimed at finalizing a pandemic agreement during the 29th of April to the 10th of May. So they are doing this right now. Oh, sorry, not right now. It's the 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th. 3 days' time, this is going to be happening, all right? There's going to be protests about all over the place trying to raise awareness of this. I think Japan have already protested, and it's very rare that you see protests in Japan, especially in this day and age. So if that doesn't tell you how serious this is, I really don't know what will. There's not much more I can do to wake you up or help you if this is all new to you. I really, really recommend that you watch some videos and gen up on this WHO pandemic treaty. It's really, really important. Check this. Next month's resumption of INB 9, which is the paper that they're working on, will be a critical milestone ahead of the 77th World Health Assembly, starting on the 27th of May, 2024. So that is next month, obviously. It's literally 30 odd days from today. We're getting closer to this date, and lots of attention and lots of videos are going to be going up around this time. Just watch this kick off online, guys, as a heads up. Which member states are scheduled to consider the proposed text of the world's first pandemic agreement for adoption? That is scary stuff. And this is genuine. Look, check the URL. It's 100% correct. It's no bullshit. And it is their website. Unbelievable, crazy stuff. I know. We got AK Prepping, a new member. Welcome to the Madhouse, sir. Much appreciated. The support is very, very appreciative. Thank you very much indeed. Wait, we're coming down to... So, we've already talked about this before. Now, usually, people tend to get all of these coughs and colds and bugs wintertime. It stands to reason, really, when you've got big crowds of people, they're inside because the weather's cold. It's very, very easy to spread germs that way, rather than loads of people are spread out everywhere outdoors. If you're jammed inside small spaces, and you're cold, you've got the heating up, and you've not got much fresh air. There's not much sunlight. Vitamin D is going to be low. Your immune system's going to be low. It's an absolute perfect breeding ground for viruses and hosts. Hence, now they call it flu season. Yeah, I know, flu season. It's true. Not buying it. At the end of the day, winter time, every now and again, people get coughs and colds. That's it. It doesn't have to be the end of the freaking world. I think they're trying to scare us with that BS what happened in 2020? What do you think? Let us know in the chat. That'd be cool. So yeah, what about lockdowns? Do you think they're going to try on with lockdowns again? Don't forget, we've only had one lockdown or one series of lockdowns in 2020 into 2021. That absolutely screwed everything. And we're going to go on to a bit of that as we go through this video. Like I say, people are questioning all of these things now. And they're already talking about disease X. Now, I've done videos on this last year. Excuse me. And disease X, I feel they are going to be coinciding that with H5N1. I really do. And I think no matter how crazy that we protest about this pandemic treaty, they are going to get away with it and do it anyway. And if they do, mark my words, they will try on with another lockdown. And it is looking likely that it's going to be the end of this year. I'm not joking, I've said it already. 2024 is going to be such a bonkers year. It's frigging batshit crazy. It really is. You've got the American elections and flu season as well. And it's just looking like it could come down the road around that time. Absolutely frigging nightmarish. Oh my God, Carl, on PayPal, you are a legend, sir. Thank you for that live donation on PayPal. Jesus, that really helps. Like I said, I couldn't do any work yesterday. I was screwed. So that really helps. Thank you for you guys donating to the channel. It really means a lot. What else happened in 2020? 2020 seems to have started a lot of things. Okay. Let me just move this over here. So the surveillance state. We've been seeing this more and more often. How many of you guys go into a supermarket only to see all of the queues at the tills and the checkouts, and you think, oh, sod that, I haven't got time. I'm looking over there where those little self checkouts are, where you can do it yourself. And you go over there and there's all of these lists of instructions. You don't know what to do. You've never done it before. And you look in front of it and you've got this great big A4 frigging screen with your face on it. Yeah. What do you think that screen's doing? Why does it need to see your face? All you're doing is just buying a can of Coke, a packet of sandwiches, and some crisps for your lunch or whatever it is. Why do they need to video your face? Well, we've already talked quite in depth, actually, not a deep dive, but quite in depth about face recognition technology used in UK supermarkets, and not just the UK, Canada, Australia, and America too. Also certain parts of Europe. Intrusive? Any of their business? Not really, but they're doing it anyway. Personally, I don't use those self-checkouts. I value my privacy. And it's really difficult in the supermarket because you've only got to glance up and have a little look around. There is hundreds of cameras now, hundreds of them. How many of those are scanning your face to find out who you are? Whether that technology exists from them ones, I would imagine so. I'm not naive to think it won't. It's quite easy for a camera that's like 70 feet away to zoom right into your face, pause the video, and take a shot, and it will know by your geometrics of your face who you are. Face recognition technology. I'm not making this up. This is a real thing. What happened in 2020 was the track and trace app. Over here in the UK, they was trying to encourage you to download this government health security app for your phone, which will track your location if you've got for illness, and are you going to be transferring it to other people? Are you standing too close to someone with the 2 meter social distancing? 2 meters, that's about 6 foot in America, roughly about 6 foot distance. If anyone was closer than 6 foot out in public and there's police around, it could have been a bit of an issue. It's just bonkers. In my eyes, it's the biggest load of bollocks I've ever seen. I still can't believe they pulled it off and people fell for it. Personally, I didn't. I just carried on as normal. I just done what I've done, and I'm still alive today, and I never got the issue, and I never needed to get anything. So what does that tell you? Lucky? I don't think it's about luck. I just think it's about the strength of your immunity and how fit and healthy you are myself. If you're not, you're at a higher chance risk of getting something. So the track and trace app, that was one thing to get it into people's minds that it's okay to have this sort of stuff. If you've got nothing to hide, you've got nothing to worry about. If anyone ever says that to me, there's going to be a big frigging problem. Not for me either. I am not having any of that bullshit. Anyone says to you, if you've got nothing to hide, you've got nothing to worry about. You've got my permission to chin them. Yeah. It's out of order. It's bullshit. And that's how it is. Cameras are going up everywhere. The face recognition technology. What about when they're scanning people's heads? Do you remember that one? There was some, I think it was on Instagram. There was this Instagram reel of this guy. You remember the price sticker guns? Where you go, and it puts sort of price stickers on products in the shop. I got one of these and they put it to someone's head trying to come into the shop. And they said, stand still, please. And it just pretended, went, yep, you're okay. Next, stop. And you're doing this. And people were queuing up and doing it without questioning. Now, isn't it no wonder that these people have earned the name brand or the tag sheep or sheeple? Because that's the sort of thing sheep do. I live in the mountains of Wales in the middle of nowhere, and there's sheep everywhere. I watch them all the time. They're thick as pig shit. They will follow right off a cliff. They can't think for themselves. And this is what we saw in 2020. How many of you guys know what I'm talking about and saw the same thing? A high advanced level of pure retardedness was absolutely going on in 2020. It's just crazy. What about the rapid antigen test kits? Or how much money did that all do? And there was all sorts of theories about every time you put that swab deep inside your nose, bits that come off it went into your bloodstream, caused cancer and all sorts of stuff. Horrendous, horrific, and no, not playing that game. No, thank you. All of these things were happening. What about biometrics? Since 2020, that's had a massive leap forward. Now, obviously, lots of us are aware what happened on 9/11. Now, when 9/11 went down, big things started to change after that. So exactly the same in 2020. When 2020 happened, big things happened. What about if you've got a banking app on your phone and you want to send someone anything over £750? The only way that you can do that in one go, in one day, is they want your face. Yeah, they want your face recognition. They want your face technology. They want your face and or your fingerprint. Biometrics, they are calling it. And if you don't sign up to that, your limit is £750 a day. That's how much you can send to people. The thing is, it's your money. You should be able to do whatever you frigging want with that. If you've got 10 grand in the bank and you want to give 9 grand of it to someone, what's wrong with that? It's your money. It's no one's frigging business. So this is how people are controlled. People are controlled with money and food. If you can survive without money, well, you're going to need food, but growing it yourself, that's what I'm getting at, self-sufficient. So if you don't need money and you can live on your own food, you are literally an enemy of the state. The government don't want people like you. No, they want people to rely on the government because us as commodities are big business. Did you know that your birth certificate is traded on the stock market? Did you know that? So many more questions, isn't there? I know, it's crazy. Another thing as well, which has been popping up and got really crazy, the GDPR stuff on websites and online. Furthermore, cookies. Is it just me, or do you get really pissed off when you go onto a website and you got like consent, comply, conform, agree? I hate those words. I reject all of them. I don't do any of that cookies crap. I'm just really quickly going to come into the chat. Chocolate chip. Oh, Bo, you warble. Sheep. Yeah. It seems like we're all singing from the same hymn sheet, boys and girls. I don't do cookies. Tracy, reject. Yeah, it's not just me then. That's good. Oh, look at that. We got 1, 1, 1, 1, 4 ones in the house. Oh, it's gone up to 1, 1, 1, 3 now. You're on it. Kin right, mate. So, and we're going down the list. That leads on to more control, surveillance state, ULEZ. If you want to drive a car in London and it's over X amount of kilograms of carbon that it emits or produces, you're going to have to pay £12 or £12.50 every day just for the privilege to drive your own vehicle, which you're already paying road tax, you're already paying car insurance, which doubled in the last 12 months. It's not fair, is it? Of course it's not. People are waking up to this, you know. People are cutting down the ULEZ cameras. They're cutting them down all over London. I was in London not that long ago. My God, you don't really have to worry about ULEZ anymore because all the cameras, people are just going, no, screw you, stick it up your ass. We're going to cut them down. If there's no cameras, we don't have to pay. And that's pretty much it. And it's worked. But guess what? Here's another new trend, which no one's really talking about. This started in Manchester. It's gone to Liverpool and London. Do you know what they're doing now? They are vandalising car park meters. People have had it up to here paying car parking fees. Only recently, most councils in the UK have increased their car parking fees by 80%. Yes, 80%. They've put all of their car parking fees up. People are going like, whoa, 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 whoa. You're screwing us way too hard. You know what? You've had it too late. You're taking the piss too far. And they are vandalizing these machines. Now, there's pictures going around on Telegram I saw earlier. People are super gluing the coin slot so you can't put money in. And where you do that chip and pin thing where you're contactless, I think they get like a hammer and a screwdriver and they smash it and it just comes off and you can't use your card. So when people park their car, they go up to these payment machines and it's been vandalized. They go to the next machine. That's been vandalized. We can't pay. What are we going to do? So you walk around, you look at the other cars, and none of them have got parking tickets. Free parking, just like that. And that's what's been going on. And I can see that spreading all over the place, not just the big cities. They're going to go to towns as well. Because it is, let's face it, you know, we're paying food and nose for all sorts of things. We're being way overtaxed. And these greedy, ignorant, selfish bastards in Parliament are just laughing their bollocks off. They are. Let's have it right. They are. They are acting like mafia, a racketeering gang. That's what they're doing. And, you know, wages have stayed the same and everything's gone up. We'll get into that in a sec. So not only is all of that surveillance stuff going through all of our lives, being very invasive, very intrusive, it's going on to the environment too. Crazy. So who knows anything about this? I'm pretty sure some of you guys know exactly what I'm talking about when you see that image on the screen. They are called chemtrails, okay? Chemical trails left by flight planes in the sky. There's no way that you can fly an airplane and water vapor comes off of your wing or your tail fin and leaves a little mark and it stays there. But not just stays there, it grows and grows and grows and grows into a cloud. And then we are seeing not much sun. That's the problem. And they're doing it on purpose. Why do you think they're doing this on purpose? They are trying to convince us that the sun is heating up the planet, it's melting the ice caps, and we're all going to be underwater, and it's going to kill billions of people. Well, guess what? They've been saying it every 10 years for the last 70 years, and maybe longer. And the sea levels are exactly the same. So if you haven't learned anything by that high level of sustained bullshit, there's not much I can do for you. If you really believe that that's true, and that's the case, you need to unsubscribe and watch other videos because you're not going to learn anything here. In fact, you're just going to get triggered if you watch this stuff. This is for an aware community, people who ask questions. And like I say, more people are waking up. Don't forget, we are the 99%. The overwhelming majority. And the 1% of the true evil puppet masters. Not that many in comparison, is there? We've already saw the global population clock getting bigger and bigger and bigger by the second. There's more of us than them. Don't forget it. But it's not only that. Who's heard of HARP, the High Aurora Advanced Research Project, or basically, excuse me, it's radio arrays, and basically they send energy beams up to the ionosphere. It bounces back down, and you can target that beam wherever you want it to fall, and you can change the temperature in that beam. So you think, oh well, what's that got to do with clouds or whatever? If you can heat up seawater to certain temperatures in certain areas and sizes, you can create hurricanes. Yeah. You can steer the hurricanes. You can move that warm current of water to anywhere you want. And when you can see the winds coming from certain directions and see where them winds are going to go, you can pretty much go, do you know what? I want to steer this hurricane right into southern Cuba. Yeah, you could. You can set that up anytime you want, and it's an absolute possibility. But did it for years, absolute years. So when you wake up early in the morning and you've got a lovely clear blue sky and it's nice and sunny, you go outside, beautiful, and then you see these little white lines. These little white lines grow into these lines, and the more and more and more of these lines add up, the more and more cloudy it gets, and we end up with a cloudy, miserable, disgusting day where it should have been a nice clear blue sky with the odd cloud now and again. That's what we remember. And if anyone thinks I'm talking out my arse, show me some photographs before 1990 and let's look at the blue skies. Guarantee you there won't be one white line on any of them. Yet all of these flight paths have been the same since the 30s and the 40s pretty much. So why did these white lines start appearing in the 90s? They weren't there in the 80s or the 70s or the 60s. I wonder why that is. Maybe it's because he didn't start spraying these poisonous, dangerous bastard chemicals since the early 90s. How about that? Absolutely. People are waking up to this and questioning it, and that's what we need. We need to encourage as much of this as possible. Added on to the climate, you've got carbon credits. Everything's going to cost more very soon because they are going to add on to every single product that you can buy a carbon credit. How many units of carbon did it cost to produce that item, that gadget, that piece of furniture, whatever it is? It's going to get all expensive. Now, personally, if you've got a large bank account with lots of money and you haven't got many useful items which you can barter and trade, I would seriously consider converting some of those pointless numbers on the screen into real assets, stuff that's going to help. Because when we have this economic collapse, and it is going to be coming one of these days, and something happens, there's a cyber attack, your money gets rinsed from your account and you've got zero. And you go to the bank to get it out, and there's thousands of people queued up. What are you going to do? You're skint. Or you've got time now to convert that big long line of numbers in your bank account into all sorts of things. Tins of food, rice, pasta, batteries, useful things that you can swap and going to help. Or what do you think other people are going to be interested in? What's going to be important when all this shit goes wrong? Well, one of the most tradable items in Bosnia in the 90s when it kicked off was a cigarette lighter, believe it or not. You know, people who don't smoke, they're not going to carry a lighter around. And when they need to light fires to keep warm, and they've not even got a lighter in the house, they was doing all sorts to get hold of a lighter. Makes you think about a lot of things. So if you are looking at getting things which you can trade, to swap, to give away, to sell, exchange, whatever, think about things that people are addicted to. Caffeine, coffee, tea, whiskey, alcohol, cigarettes, tobacco. All of these things, people will bloody rip your arm off for one cigarette. You can name your price. It's a buyer's market. Think ahead. And don't forget, if you want to get cigarettes, because they're sealed up and you keep them away from damp, they'll be good for donkey's years. Same as a bottle of whiskey, bottle of vodka, whatever it is, they'd be fine. Just keep them out of keep them in a cool, dry place and out of the sun. But not only the climate things, how is that affecting anything? Travel. EVs, electric vehicles, if you're an American, or EV, an electric vehicle. Crazy. So many fires. So many of them got out of control. Some of them have even been hacked and turned off as they were being driven. Some of them have been steered into a brick wall. Very dangerous, very dodgy, very stupid, very expensive too. Personally, I like a good petrol or a diesel engine. They've been going for well over 100 years and they are absolutely awesome. Where are they going to get all of the power to power up and keep charging up these electric vehicles? Solar panels? What do you need to make solar panels? A lot of silver, apparently. So what happens when you sort of run out of silver? You can't make many more solar panels. So, like everything else, if there's not much left, the price of it's going to go up. So if any of you guys have got silver, don't sell, hold on to it. One day you'll be glad you did. Just imagine one silver coin would be enough to buy a house. Imagine that. Could happen. Who knows? Who knows? Right. Other things we got onto. What about AI? Artificial intelligence. Yes. That little son of a gun that everyone loves to hate. The AI thing. I know. AI is an absolute bloody nightmare. And it's going to lead us extremely down the wrong path. Who remembers that film, I, Robot? Yeah, unbelievable. When you got artificial intelligence to help us, to protect us, crazy, crazy, crazy. Now, speaking of crazy, not everyone's seen this, but some of you might have. This was only a few days ago now. Yes, look at this. You can now buy a flame-throwing robot dog for under $10,000. A company in Ohio has done it. Look, let's go over to images and we can have a look. There it is. I'm not joking. This little thing is dangerous. Scary. There it is there. This sort of stuff, boys and girls, is very, very real. This isn't some science fiction film in the 80s. We're in 2024 now and things are changing. We've already heard about a company called Boston Dynamics. And the technology is getting, look at this. It's got a Barrett Light 50 on the top, for Christ's sake. Really? I'd love to see that fire, that Barrett. Bloody hell. It is. I'm not joking. The future is here. And of course, this sort of stuff is in its infancy. But can you imagine? Look at that with lasers. Oh, my God. Can you imagine what it's going to be like in about 2 or 3 years' time? How insane it's going to be. How controlled people are going to be. Imagine having someone else walking down the high street. And if you're not wearing a mask. Wow. Really? Could it really happen? Wow. Think before 2020 and say, did that really happen? Yes, it did. People queued up 6 foot apart. People put a little paper mask over their mouth, believing that they're going to be protected from one of the most dangerous viruses in human history, which wiped out millions of people. That was the narrative. It was obviously bullshit. Of course it was. But people still done it. How many people saw people wearing a mask with a face shield in their car with the doors locked on their own? I know. The level of stupidity, the level of fear, people are easily controllable. There you go. You can read that for yourself. It is easier to control people when they are afraid. Absolutely. So if you want to be afraid of all of the bullshit, just allow yourself to be controlled. It's as simple as that. If you're not scared, you lose the fear. Guess what? Not afraid. And do you know what? It's really good living, not being afraid so much. It's really cool. I recommend it to anyone. Right, let's just pop into the chat. Oh, wow. Check this out. Annie has gifted 5 memberships. As far as I know, they're going to be randomly distributed by YouTube. Thank you for that, Annie. That's very kind. Awesome. Right, what do we get down to? This is quite interesting. I haven't heard anyone talk about this. Who's heard of the black box? Look at this. This was the 3rd of April, 2024. So again, very recent, all right? Earth's black box, a steel monolith to gather all climate data for future generations to learn from. Wow. They really love to scare people. Here it is. Earth's black box. If climate change destroys humanity, how will we know it has happened? To answer this question, Australian scientists will build a monolith 32 feet long to capture Earth data. The climate apocalypse. Has anyone seen this? There it is there. There is Earth's black box. Look at that. To record the end of the world. They've made it. It's there. It's in Australia. Yep, not joking. It's in Australia. Unbelievable. How much fear porn do they want to put out there? Like we just said, you know, when people are scared, they're easy to be controlled. So most of us here watching this are, I'd like to think, are aware of at least how the world is being run, how we're being manipulated, how we're lied to. So if you can share this video to someone who you think might benefit or is starting to wake up, to starting to question just how weird and corrupt things are, by all means, share it with those guys and girls, and hopefully it will help them question more. There's all sorts of people out there, some famous people who say things. And when you've gone through this long process, right, you come to a realization that it doesn't matter who's doing this, as long as it makes people question things. You know my thoughts about Russell Brand. I can't stand him. I think the guy's a tosser. I think he's a shill. I think he's paid. Nonetheless, if he gets people to question things, good, excellent. David Icke, love him or hate him, it doesn't matter. These men are getting people to question things. And once people start questioning things, they can pretty much be left on their own. And then it's their journey. And they do what they feel they need to do. When they start developing intuition, when they get further through that process, and when they start losing the fear, you watch that person expand. I don't mean physically, I mean metaphorically. They're just going to go like crazy. They're going to get very smart, very clever, and that gives off an energy. You can walk into a room and people will know, wow, who's that guy? Doesn't matter what they look like. It doesn't matter if they're rich, poor, or whatever color they are. They give off an energy, and people are like, wow, how is it with that guy? Why am I looking at that guy? It's the energy. That's what it is. Guys and girls who are aware, they're getting more and more clever as time goes on. They're waking up, they're understanding, they're learning all sorts of things. They're evolving at such a rate, it's impossible to hide their energy. And people are twigging now. It's amazing. It's such a cool time to be alive. I am not joking. It's insanely cool. So going back to this AI thing, bloody hell, you got AI which are taking people's jobs. So what about like people who are artists, people who like to create stuff? Okay, how many people create things who are here right now in the chat? How many artists have we got? There we go, Rachel, my darling. Energy never lies. Yeah, that's very true. Do you know what? I'm going to make that into a t-shirt when I finally do it. Agreed. Yeah, I'm not joking. Freedom has a frequency. Wow, here's what Homestead. How true is that? I'm not egging this up. I've got nothing to gain from this. What am I going to do? Sell positive energy? There you go. There's some. There you go. $9.99. Have some positive energy. No, it doesn't work like that. It's getting people to understand that they can grow. They can get clever. They can become aware, and they can understand, and they could not live in fear. The not live in fear bit seems to be the reward after you've gone through all of that research and all of that shit that you've got to go through, all of them dark places, researching the Illuminati and satanic rites, etc. Yeah, once you've gone through all that and you start to realize how amazing you are and how big that you can grow, your reward is, do you know what? You've done so well, mate. You've done so well, lady. You're not going to have any more fear. It's cool. Who remembers that film, V for Vendetta? Yeah. When he got that girl and cut her hair, put her in that little mock prison, kept her there until she was so scared. She got to a point she didn't care anymore. And then just at that point when she lost the fear, she wasn't care being shot at the chemical sheds. She lost that fear. Then she was free. That's how you do it. That's how you free your mind. You've got to go through the research. You've got to question things. You've got to follow your instinct, no matter what, no matter how hard it is, go with it. And you will be on that right path and you will evolve, and then you will be rewarded with losing the fear. When you lose the fear, oh my God, don't worry. Don't worry about anything, because do you know what? That's what they want you to do. They want you to worry. They want you to shit yourself. They want you in such a low vibrational state that you're going to be so easy to control and pushed around. And they've done it in COVID, didn't they, in 2020? Yeah, they got loads of people to do silly things. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing to see fellow human beings acting like frigging chimpanzees on acid. It was embarrassing. But this is another thing. People wake up whenever they feel they need to wake up. You can't wake someone up. How would you look if you're fast asleep and someone comes and goes, come on, wake up? You'll be like, get out of here, Jack. No, just let them sleep. When they're ready to wake up, they will wake up. Of course, it's frustrating. You can't force the status quo. You can help by dropping seeds, so being really subtle. Try to say something which will encourage them to think about something which is outside of the norm. If you can do that successfully to multiple people, yeah, that's how we do it. In my opinion, I could be wrong, but that's from what I've learned to understand. Be subtle, don't be an arsehole. So yeah, people with this AI thing, the digital artist, now you can do AI programs now, and you can go just type in text on a keyboard and say, generate me an image of a burning building with horses running through London, with someone holding a balloon on a summer's day. Enter. And guess what? Ink, that image will be done in about 1/4 second. How long is that going to take someone to paint it, to draw it, whatever it is? And these people are losing their livelihoods and their jobs because of AI, artificial intelligence. Don't forget that word, artificial. It's not real. I want to hack it, and I want to call it bullshit intelligence because it's more apt. It's bullshit. All this artificial stuff, it's bullshit. I think the more digital that we go, the worse it's going to be, because us human beings, right, we are not digital. We are analog. We are biological, and we are got chemicals, and we got electricity. We are not digital. We're not an avatar on a screen, okay? But they want us to go there. They want us to be plugged into the metaverse and do everything digitally. Bollocks to that. My opinion, my advice, stay analog. Stay away from that digital shit. Use cash. Don't use this. Don't, for God's sake, pay with your phone. What if something happens to your phone and you've got no cash? You're in the shit, aren't you? Yeah, crazy. Loads of other stuff's been going on. Inflation as well. So in 2020 to 2021, I've got to show you this. Unbelievable. Look at this. 2020 to 2021, the UK government borrowing was over £333 billion. Can you believe that? 333, very Masonic. So when the UK government borrowed 333 billion quid, smackaroonies, nuggets, they had to pay more back, because when central banks issue loans or whatever to governments, it's with interest. So that 333 billion, maybe they had to pay 400 billion back over 18 months. Yeah, it's usually 18 months. Have you seen that one yet? Have you seen the graphs and when the spokes come? It's about 18 months. And guess what happened? Guess what happened 18 months after they borrowed all that money? Everything went up, didn't it? Do you remember the energy prices in 2021 at the end in September? They went crazy. Do you remember the fuel prices? Yeah. Go to get some diesel. It's over £2 for 1 litre of diesel in the UK. The Americans were going batshit crazy with gas because their prices went crazy too. So yeah, this is what happens, inflation. So because the government keep borrowing this money against the bullshit thing which wasn't real anyway, this furlough thing, the whole world could have carried on working and it would have been fine. But they scared people so much into believing that it was real, it worked. And then guess what? Now everything's gone expensive because of that. But all of these things and prices have gone up. What hasn't gone up? Your wages. Not really. Look at the inflation. What are you going to get for a pay rise if you're lucky? 2.5%? Really? Most food went up 100%. Did you know that in 3 years? Crazy. So yeah, you're straight away at a disadvantage. Ben, 4x4 fella. Yeah, I know. You add on taxes and inflation, mate. It's an absolute freaking shit show. Or what people are, how they're getting by now. It's really difficult to get by. Everything's so expensive, isn't it? Crazy. But what about, so people are losing their jobs. Everything's going up. It's hard to get a job. So what happens then? You're at the mercy of what? Universal credit. Look how many people have claimed since January 2019. Look, 1.5 million people, right, in January. Look at it now, 6.5 million in 5 years. That is, look at the jump when that bullshit happened in 2020. Look at that. It wasn't a natural trend. It would have been like that. This thing has just gone. That is off the friggin' charts. That gives you an idea of how many people that are relying on government money. But not only government money, they want to know the ins and outs of your arsehole. They want everything. They really want their pound of flesh. They are going to phone you, badger you. You're going to get work coaches. You need to do this. If you don't do this, we're going to stop your money. And it's like, what? It's crazy. It's all about control. Like I said earlier, if you can control money and food, you're done. If you can navigate around that, where you don't need to rely so much on that sort of stuff, especially from the government, you're going to be doing okay. Then, of course, you've got the migrant crisis, which we've been talking about extensively on this YouTube channel. And that is predicted to get a lot worse than what it has done already. I'm sorry to say, but looking at the forecast and the predictions of that and the analysis is crazy. Oh my God, it's crazy. There's civil unrest still going on in Paris, believe it or not. We've already reported on some of those things. Excuse me. Government MPs now have security. Did you know that? We did mention that a few weeks ago, but we've had thousands of new people here. So here it is. Look. £31 million of new funding to protect it should say the democratic process and enhance security measures for elected reps. The government has committed an additional £31 million to protect MPs, basically, for security. Why is that? Like I said, people are waking up. People are questioning, hold on, this isn't right. Something's not right here. I smell a rat. People, believe it or not, are finding out where MPs live. It's crazy. We spoke about this a few years ago now, and I can't believe it's actually happening. So much so that some of them have been threatened, and now they've all got security pretty much where they live. I would guess. I don't really know. That just goes to show you, you know, people are finding where these crooks live. They follow them from Parliament. They go to their home. They sit outside. They know where they live. They tell their friends. They put it online. All of a sudden, there's a protest outside that person's house. And that person's going to open the curtains. Oh, my God. Look, they know where we live. Oh, my God, I feel unsafe. And all of a sudden, the government has just pulled £31 million out their own arsehole and made sure they got security. Wow. This is happening. This is real. I'm not making this up. It's there. It's crazy. And we've all known that crime has gone up big time. And it's not just because of the migrant crisis. It's about social imbalance, really. Everything's just going crazy. We've seen failing towns where all of the high street is just a joke now. Lots of boarded up buildings. You've got charity shops. You've got bookies. You've got Weatherspoons and all of this sort of stuff. Not looking good, is it? Crime, graffiti, grass growing all over the pavements. The councils are going bankrupt. I know it sounds horrible, but it's true. We're not sticking our heads in the sand and saying, no, 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 it can't be happening. No, I'm going to wake up. It's going to be 2018 and everything's going to be okay. Guess what? Got news for you. Bollocks. It's not going to happen. This is what it is. This is reality. This is the truth. And do you know what? Some people can't handle the truth. Do you know there's preppers out there that make YouTube videos that won't even talk about any of this? Why? Because they are afraid. That's why. They are afraid of their reputation being attacked or being called a conspiracy theorist. These prepping channels have got no bollocks. If they did have bollocks, they would lose the fear and they would talk about what's really going on rather than, oh, no, 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 I'm going to not say anything about that. No, we need real people, real talk and real advice and real help and real communities. That's what we need. We don't want someone making a video, oh, this is how you boil water to clean it. We've seen on that, there's millions of videos how to do that. This is the now. This is what's going on. All the things that we've been talking about prepping for, the shit's hitting the fan. Now's the time. So, do what you feel you need to do. It's crazy. And the police numbers have gone down. We've already spoken about that too. Unfortunately, yeah, it's not easy being a police officer these days with these stupid rules and regulations they've got to adhere to. The recruitment numbers are falling. People are waking up. People are seeing this. Don't forget, there's 99% of all of us. And just 1% of those gits, if I want to put it mildly. Okay. And also, we've seen the farmers' protest. That was just insane. And there is going to be another one in Wales, I think, next month. I think my friend Danny Rampling has done a post on that, which is crazy. But yeah, let me just close those two screens. Bump, 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 bump. Awesome. But yeah, this is what's happening. This pretty much is the very start of the global awakening right now, because people are slowly starting to wake up from their slumber and realize, wow, it feels like we're being screwed from every single angle. Everything. Health, finance, climate, the whole thing, everything. Everything needs to change because corrupt evil gits have rose their way to the top and they're pulling all the strings and making it a misery for everyone else. Well, at some point, the people, the masses are going to say, that's enough. No more. A line in the sand. We spoke about this. There was lines in the sand that could have been drawn when you got drag queens with our kids at school. That seems to have carried on. The ULEZ thing, that seems to have been a bit of a success. There's so many battles, but the war is yet to be won. The war is not going to be won until the whole system changes. Now, I haven't got the answers of what needs to change, but what I do know is all of these evil, corrupt organizations and governments need to be dealt with in some way. They need to be out of the game, out of the equation. They are not serving us at all. The bottom line is, we the people, the majority of the people on this planet, are in charge. And we voted democratically for these guys to do all of the office work, basically. That's all they are. Admin clerks, the office guys. That's all they are. They're just doing the admin stuff. Now, what we need is we need some body of people who audit them to make sure that they're doing their job right. We've got the ombudsman and all that. That's bullshit. That's completely controlled. Doesn't serve us at all. It gives us the illusion that it is, but I'm telling you, it absolutely is not. It's just a great big fraud on top of another fraud. So you won't believe how powerful people can be when they start coming together. There's videos out there to describe this sort of thing. Someone will be walking along down the high street with a couple of bags of shopping, an old lady, and she'll trip over a pavement, fall over, and loads of her shopping will roll across the floor. People all the way around her rush over to help and to pick up all of her goods, make sure she's okay, put it in the bag and help her up. That's humanity. That's what we need. What we don't need is a civilization of wankers looking at their phones, completely unaware that that poor little old granny has fallen over and dropped all her shopping. That's what we need. We need, this is one of the biggest bloody culprits going, the smartphone. This little bastard here. Yep. Most of us have them. Very few don't have them. And I know the people who don't have them, they're going to be shouting from the rooftops, I haven't got a smartphone. I haven't got a... Good. I'm really happy for you. I'm really happy for you because it is not easy. It is not easy. When you look at how society has changed since the smartphones come out, just look how more cocked up it's got. Well, I only said the F word then. But look how much it's falling down because of those. There used to be time that everyone had where we could do things at a slower pace, where we don't feel as anxious and as stressed out. But since these phones come along, what that's done is that's eaten into our time, giving us not much time left. So the not much time left, we tend to do things a bit faster, making us a bit more stressed, lowering our immune systems. Not good. Then they bring out all of these biological frigging germs, release them, loads of people get sick. One of the main reasons why people get sick is because of stress. Did you know that? You could be really healthy, you could have all of the right vitamins and a really good diet. If you're stressed out and you're not sleeping, you're going to catch a bug just like everyone else. Stress is a killer, big time. Absolutely. So if you're out of shape, you're eating the wrong food, you're not getting any exercise, and the older we get, the more at risk we're going to be. So we really need to keep an eye on that, because it's so easy to just sit there on a sofa all day looking at your phone, and you go, oh, look at that, it's 4 o'clock. The last time I looked at the clock, it was 1 o'clock. 3 hours of your life has just been pissed away. We need to control these, not let these control us. And I'm aware of how addictive them bastard things are. Things like TikTok, Instagram, they are absolutely designed to keep you hooked to that screen. Where's the bottom? Where's the bottom? Of course, the bottom never comes. All you're going to do is end up with bad eyes, a bad neck, and a sore finger or a sore thumb. And you're going to end up with a very stressful life, very ill, needlessly too. I would like to bet if we all got rid of our smartphones right now and we never used them ever again, our health would improve massively. Why? Because all of a sudden we'd find so much more time than we had before. So much more time. Because that's what's happening. Our free time is being marginalized to such an extent we have to feel that we rush everything. And another thing, you know, when people, and I think when you think about how much time is being sucked out of our lives due to these evil frigging devices, like I said, there's not much time left. So what does that mean for communication? It feels like we are all communicating faster than we should. So people feel that they're not being heard. Do you know how bad that is? You can talk to someone and it's just going straight in one ear, straight out the other. And they're thinking, that bastard's not even listening to me. Or he can't wait for me to finish. We can go back on his phone and look at Sky Sports or whatever it is. It's ruining lives. It's making people unhappy. It's making people skint. It's making people tired. It's making people stressed, etc. And it's triggering people and trying to keep people in a low vibrational state, i.e. fear. That's the phone. That's the latest, greatest invention of the 21st century, which is absolutely not helping society. I've said it before, and they call it social media. I would call it anti-social media. It's antisocial if you allow it to control you. If you're strong enough and you control it, i.e., I'm going to go on Instagram for 5 minutes and then I've got to get back to work. 5 minutes, okay, put it down. Fine, you're controlling it. That's good. If you're going, I've got 5 minutes, I want to go on here. Oh, look at that. Shit, I've been on there for an hour. Oh my God. I haven't done much work. I might lose my job, stress, etc. Not good. It's addictive by nature. It's absolutely by design. Okay. Don't get me wrong. It can be social. But like I say, it's only going to be social media if you are strong enough to control it. If you are weak and you allow it to control you and you become addicted, it is very antisocial. Very antisocial. Especially if you are living with other human beings in the same house. Yeah. How many people sit down at the table to eat tea? How many people turn the TV off? How many people don't even take their phones to the table? Not as much as it probably should be. You know, the olden days, you'd have a great big table, the family would gather around, everyone would eat, everyone would catch up what happened in the day. You know, you go abroad to Italy and stuff, they'll sit around that table for 2 or 3 hours. In this country, most people probably sit in front of their great big 50-inch TV screen with a tray on their lap, eating some crappy food or on their phone. It's not good. We need to take time. We need to recharge. Speaking of recharge, personally, I feel I've been sucking up too much of this bad news. So, personally, I feel my body is telling me that I need a rest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a whole week off. So you're not going to be seeing any videos from me at all. As soon as this live stream is finished, I'm not going to do no more videos until next Friday, where there will be a live stream at 8 o'clock next Friday. Okay. If anyone says I've been banned or whatever it is, can you just put them straight and just say, no, he said on a live stream right at the end that he's taking a break. And I might even put it in the community section as well, because people do worry. It's just how it is. So there. What's this? Someone said do some press ups. Yeah, been a while. Yeah. So yes. So my sort of leaving note to you all is find time for you. Okay, don't worry what all your friends are doing online. Don't feel that you need to reply to all of their messages all the time. Make some time for you and try not to bring in screens. Because when you think about it, right, the human eye wasn't designed to be absorbing LED lights, light emitting diodes. It's not designed. The amount of eye problems there is nowadays, the amount of people wearing glasses because they are spending way too much time on screens, is insane. Read a book. Books are fantastic. If it's hard, if you're getting older, just get some reading glasses. You can get them for £1 in cheap shops. So go to a pound shop, try the glasses on, just look at some packaging, roughly whatever it is, 1 foot to 1.5 foot where you would hold a book. If it works, get them. They're only £1 or £2. Read more. Get away from the TV screens. Get away from your phone screens, from your tablets, from your iPads, your bloody whatever it is. It would do you a world of good. And if you can, get out into nature as well. Nature heals like you wouldn't believe. Psychologically, being surrounded by green will enhance your mood and make you feel happier. Have you ever wondered that? You went to the woods all day and you come home, you feel really relaxed. Why? Because It's the green color and all of the energies as well. It really, really helps us. Don't forget, we are analog. We are not frigging digital robots. That's what they want. We have to say, no, I don't want to be a robot and upload my consciousness to a cloud. You can piss off. I am me. I'm having my experience and I'm doing what I want to do. And that's what we should do. So there. Pretty much it, guys. We need to make sure that we find some time for ourselves. And also, don't feel so hard on yourself either. Okay? We've all got a lot on. There is a lot going on. So don't feel too bad that you're not doing enough. Make sure you chill out. Okay? I'm going to take a whole week off. I'm bloody shagged out doing all of this, so I need a break. It creeps up on you, believe me. 2 live streams every day and all the rest of it, and researching into all the doom and gloom. I need to sort of reset myself. What I might do is take some pictures and some videos, so when I come back, I might share some of those with you. Be a laugh. So yeah, we're going to leave it there. 1.5 hours has whizzed by, as it always does. And don't forget, there's 99% of us and only 1% of them. Let that sink in. Hold that thought. So everyone who's donated to the channel, Carl on PayPal, you're an absolute legend. And we've had AK Preppen, who's become a new member. And Annie has gifted 5 memberships, which is fantastic. Thanks for that, Annie. That's really kind. And look at that. We've got Full of Hope, which you've been a member for 8 months. Enjoy your break. Thank you very much indeed. I will. So that's it. You moderators, I really appreciate everything that you do. And you're going to have a week off from me. So thanks for all your support and all your hard work during these chats. Yeah, take my advice, everyone. Have a bit of a break. The world's still going to go around, okay? Do we really need to know everything? Maybe we do, maybe we don't. I'll let you decide that one. And that's it from me. So I'm going to see you guys next Friday at 8 p.m, right? Don't forget, I'm going offline for a week. You guys take care. Thanks for watching. Stay funky.